Hello, my amiable students. Today we'll be dealing with cold climate. Cold climate describes the climatic type that are subarctic, tundra, or polar. That means those areas are permanently cold in the 4 seasons. So in these areas, we have permanently freezing conditions and permanently cold or frost conditions. These areas lies within 45 degrees to 66.5 degrees north through to 90 degrees north and south. In the Arctic region, the Arctic belt or the ring before the Arctic belt marks the limit of human existence, while in the southern hemisphere, human existence is far from the Antarctic region due to the coldness. The first belt in this cold climate region is the cold temperate forest or the Siberia type or subarctic type. It has 4 seasons that are well demarcated with a very prolonged and severe winter. Annual summer temperatures range from 20 degrees to 11. Examples are some areas in Russia like Moscow, Siberia, and Alaska in United States of America. Some places in Russia have recorded -60 to -68 degrees Celsius in winter, which shows that the climatic conditions or the condition during winter is severely harsh. Precipitations range from rainfall to snow or sleet during winters. Then the winds are normally blizzards or boring in Europe or European regions. The second major belt is the Arctic or polar climate. This is the part that ranges from 66.5 to the extreme end of the globe, which is 90 degrees north. Areas around these lands experience tundra climate in areas like Greenland, Canada, while the Arctic and the Antarctic experience this kind of climate in all seasons. Its temperatures are permanently below freezing point with permanent thaw conditions in summer and frost conditions in winter, except for the recent global warming conditions that tend to produce heating and melting or thawing of ice in those regions. Summers are cool with a very low relative humidity and 10 degrees Celsius of temperature. Winters are gleam cold as they are permanently in frost, blizzard, or cold conditions. It has a constant temperature of 29 degrees Celsius to -4 degrees Celsius. Its precipitations are normally sleet, frost, or snow, and wind conditions are variable, with blizzards taking the lead. The region is permanently in ice sleet or ice caps.
Heat around the equator. Hot summers in the Mediterranean. Spring, summer, fall, and winter in New York. Snowstorms in Greenland. And icy temperatures at the South Pole. The global climate can be divided into multiple zones. Here a range of factors come into play. Among the most important is the sun. Depending on the position of the Earth relative to the sun, it heats the land and water more in some places and less in others. In this process, warm air rises while cold air sinks. This results in wind, water vapor, and rain clouds. All this contributes to climate distribution. There is a line around the center of our globe called the equator. The regions surrounding this line are the tropics. Since the sun's rays hit the Earth here almost straight on all year round, days are basically the same length and also just as warm whatever the season. Depending on the altitude, temperatures range between 50 and 0 degrees Celsius. The tropics are home to rainforests with lots of precipitation, where plants grow in abundance, as well as extremely dry regions, such as the savannas in Africa. Adjacent to the tropics are the subtropics. The summers are very hot, but the average temperature of the coldest month remains below 20 degrees Celsius. The subtropics include a number of deserts, as well as the Mediterranean region. Here the summer months are relatively dry, while in winter plenty of rain makes the landscapes flourish. And then there are also regions where every month brings scattered showers. Different plants flourish here at different times of the year. The temperate zone, which includes New York, is defined by the familiar seasons. Winters can be icy cold, with a maximum of 4 daylight hours in some areas. On the other hand, summers are pleasantly warm, with up to 16 hours of sunshine. This zone is primarily home to deciduous, coniferous, and mixed forests. With the subpolar zone, we move farther still from the equator. Sunlight hits the Earth at a very shallow angle here, which is why the days in summer can be extremely long. Temperatures are typically just above freezing, and there is lots of precipitation. By contrast, winter days are very short, and due to the polar easterly winds, really cold with low precipitation. In the subpolar regions, coniferous forests can still be found in some areas. The closer you get to the polar caps, the bleaker and colder it becomes. Now we are left with the polar zones, also known as cold deserts. At the North Pole is the Arctic, with lots of lowland. At the South Pole is Antarctica, with lots of mountains. Almost no plants grow in the polar zones because the conditions are far too poor. In the summer, it stays light throughout the day and night, while in the winter it remains dark for almost half a year. Temperatures rarely exceed 0 degrees Celsius. These climate zones can be divided further, such as into biomes or vegetation zones. The boundaries between climate zones are rather blurred. As a result of global warming, the zones are moving, making all regions warmer and drier. So it's possible that New York may eventually look like this